All right, so moving on. I'll tell you, we're this such great content all day. I mean, we've fed you. You have a couple of more presentations that I know are going to knock your socks off. The next individual I'm going to bring up is a gentleman named Manny Lopez. This guy is, man, I tell you, within 10 minutes of being on the phone with this guy, I was giving him thousands of dollars. That's just my own personal experience because of how magnetic he is. And he's a young guy, but I'll tell you what, he is brilliant. And he was brilliant in the areas that I'm not. So he's the father of 3, but more than that, he lives his life in a hashtag too blessed to be stressed. And I just love the motto. I love that way that he lives his life. I love that that's kind of the moniker that he's put out there, that it's okay. Now, this gentleman grew up in an orphanage setting in the foster care system. And so he created a business called From Orphan to CEO. And he gives scholarships and trainings to people that have gone through that system to help them think like an entrepreneur, to think like a business owner, to think like a CEO. And I just love his commitment to those that are, less advantaged to be able to access these types of materials and these types of, education. And I just love that that's what he's doing. So you may have seen him. He's associated with all sorts of heavy hitters. You may have seen him in Inc. magazine. He's been showcased on Huffington Post as well as NBC News. He's also been on Bloomberg Radio. You might have seen him on Ty Lopez. He's in all of those apps and stuff because of his approach to business. And he has over 30,000 business professionals in his network. And he currently mentors about 1,000 brands, from entrepreneurs to best-selling authors to speakers to coaches to network marketers. He's a paid consultant to help them generate leads. So with that, enough from me. I want to bring on Mr. Manny Lopez.
Thank you, Robert. Oh man, what a great intro. Thank you guys for joining me, guys and gals, you superstar entrepreneurs, you. Let's start off by getting a feel of what kind of businesses are in the chats. Go ahead and type in, what kind of business specialist are you? I want to know, because I want to know what I'm going to be training you guys on today. Today, I'm going to show you how to serve your way to success. Yes, as you heard from Robert, I am the founder of From Orphan to CEO. And the concept of this program is to teach day one entrepreneurs, at-risk youth, kids that are aging out of foster care, how to start their own business. You see, 3 things really changed for me. I come from the foster care system myself. A little bit about my story. At 18 months, I was left in a car, nothing but a diaper on. Me and my sister, shortly after that experience, were put into foster care, where we're bouncing around home to home, taking a trash bag everywhere we go. And the situations that happened in the foster care system, I could say would not be so much on the good side. You see, I've had to suffer everything from malnutrition, abuse, neglect, and even torture. And 2 out of 3 of these kids that age out of foster care, meaning they turn either 18 or 21, depending on where they live, and now they're on their own, within just 1 year, 2 out of 3 of these kids are either dead, homeless, or in jail. And the reason why is we're not teaching them the 3 things that turn things around for me. I was homeless twice by the time I was 24, but it took these 3 simple things to turn it around. It was mentorship, entrepreneurship, and faith. I had to find somebody who was already where I wanted to be, learn from them. Just like you guys keep hearing over and over again, this entire event is to find somebody who is already at the level you want to be and be a sponge for knowledge to learn everything of how they do it. Very, very important advice. Entrepreneurship, that's going to be your vehicle to build your own dream. You don't have to wait for permission to build someone else's dream. That's what I thought for years. I thought I got to start at the low totem pole and work my way up, and hopefully someone's going to give me a permission to be the manager at their company, right? And it took having a mentor that sat me down after spending years at this other company. I was trying to build my way up, And within a very short amount of time, couple of minutes, he sits me down and he goes, Manny, you got to stop building someone else's dream. It's time to build your own. You could become the CEO. And I thought, huh? What are you talking about? They wouldn't even let me become a manager. We had just finished a meeting where I just lost an opportunity to become a manager I had worked years to do. And I checked off every box they told me to check off. I came in early. I stayed late. I gave up my weekends and time with family so I can put everything I had into that dream. How many of you have done that before? Right? We've had to sacrifice to try and help other people build their dream, right? At the same time, I looked at that and I said, you know what? You're crazy, man. How can I possibly be valuable enough for anybody to follow me? And he goes, Manny, it's a decision. It's not permission. Let me show you this guy. Come here. He takes me to the computer and he looks up YouTube, right? And he types in Les Brown, Georgia Dome. Anybody know Les Brown, right? Maybe something you don't know. He's a former foster kid, just like me, right? He was adopted, just like me. It took years, but I ended up getting adopted, having a forever family, and still ending up homeless twice, right? So it doesn't really matter how great things supposedly turn out. If you have a forever family, you get adopted or what have you, there's a lot of damage that goes on when these kids go through the system and they start feeling like nobody can relate to me, right? I felt the same way. I was like, you know what? I'm just this little Latino kid. No one's going to pay attention to me. And he goes, no, listen to this guy. He has me listen to Les Brown. And Les Brown started talking about a story, and he's sitting there, he's standing in front of 80,000 people in the Georgia Dome, hearing him speak about his story. And my mentor starts telling me things. I'm like, what? This guy's just like me. And at that moment, it became possible. Fear, whoosh, thrown out the window. Within a couple of years, 2 years from that conversation, I had launched my business, been named one of the best by Facebook when they hit 1 million advertisers, over 400 or so clients at that point. And now I started to look at what did I do differently, right? I started teaching these concepts. It was all around automation. Right? Funny thing is, right before I left that company, I get pulled into a compliance meeting. Now, this is where the guy's listening to our phone calls, and I'm on a sales type of thing, right? I'm on calls every day, hundreds of calls a day. I'm talking to people all around the US about how to help them get out of where they're stuck, right? And I'm following the script. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. I mean, I'm like the perfect employee. I'm showing up late, last one to leave, or I'm showing up late, that's the word. Showing up early, last one to leave, and taking my weekends to go help them build their dream. And I get called into the meeting. I'm thinking, oh man, what did I say? What did I do wrong? Uh-oh. You only get called in the meeting when you're in trouble. You said something on the phone that like, I don't know, we have to check on that. And so he pulls me in a meeting and he goes, Manny, if we could duplicate you 100 times, because they had 100 people on the floor, we would have $1 billion company. And at that point, I was number one. I think at 8 months in a row at that time, I was number one total of 10 months in a row out of a company that had over 100 people on their sales floor. And I looked at that as, because my mentor was already starting to coach me. And he goes, I'm thinking, if I can duplicate myself, I could create $1 billion company. So that's where I really started to set out and say, you know what? Maybe it is possible. Maybe I can go out there and build my own dream. And that's exactly what I did. Mentorship and entrepreneurship. I've jumped in, right? Within 2 years, started creating some massive results. Didn't ever have to worry about being homeless, right? It was really a good experience. Now, here's where things shifted. 2017. At this point, I'm like selling my way to success. I'm going on stages every week. I'm in a different city, flying across the US, getting on stages and telling them all about this app technology. I'm gonna show you what these little percentages mean in just a minute. But I was the king of apps, right? I built apps for Les Brown. I'm teaching this stuff in Lopez courses. And for me, it's just like second nature. I'm teaching people automation, how to clone themselves, how to duplicate themselves, and how to do it with systems, right? And I'm at this kind of point in life. I get this phone call and everything shifts. I mean, it was night and day to what I was thinking I would have to do. And I was kind of stuck in a hard place. I mean, how many times have we been as entrepreneurs kind of stuck between two roads? You're like, I don't know, man, this new road, It may lead me to something I just don't know. There's too much fear, uncertainty. I'm doubting myself. I don't know if I can do it, but I know I need to do it. Or do I stay on the easy road where I know I can get results? This is going to be easy, but it's not where I need to be going. And I had this moment, and I love how we're talking a lot about faith here. And this was a moment that changed my life. The conversation I had with God. Now, just to kind of preface, I'm not a spiritual person, right? Before this whole situation, I always thought God delegated, right? He would have no time for me. Who am I? I'm just this worthless guy out in there, the universe. It's delegated, man. He's putting angels, he's putting something else, spirit. I don't know, man. He's got something where he ain't got to pay time, no time for me, right? That's what my thinking was. And I told my wife this all the time. And, you know, she's very spiritual. She grew up very in tune with her spirituality, right? We're at this moment. I get this call from my friend, and I got to shift things. I'm like, oh man, what am I going to be doing? I don't know. How do I do this? What do I do? And I go to my queen, and you know, we've been together since high school, man. High school sweethearts. She's seen every thick and thin. I mean, she's pushed cars that my first car, pushing it down the street to get the car started. We all know we had that stick shift, right? You get in the back, push it. Hurry, get in. Yeah, it's working. We've been there, right? She's been through all of that, right? And so we're at this moment where I'm like, babe, what do we do? I can't keep going this route, and I don't know if I can do this. If I don't make results in 2 months, we're at the risk of something I promise you we would never be at again. She's been with me through both times we were homeless, with kids. I've had a son since 19 years old. My second son was born in 2009. My daughter, she's now 5 years old. I got 3 kids, and we were homeless twice. For me, I promised her, babe, when we start this business, we're never going to be homeless again. We're going to live in Lake Elsinore. But at that time, we only had our 2 boys. I said, we're going to have our daughter. We figured out how to do that. Magic Manny. But what really stuck out to me was we are not going to be homeless again. She was with me through every single one of those moments. And I promised her, babe, if you help me build this dream, I will promise you we are going to do this. We're going to check off all of this by the time I am 30 years old. And I was 29 years old, 2 months away from 30. We weren't in Lake Elsinore, right? We were stuck in a lot of different hard places. And I thought, man, what am I going to do? So we're sitting on the bed. I'm looking up at the ceiling, and I'm like, man, what am I doing, babe? Help me. What do you think we should do? She's like, quiet. I'm like, babe, what's going on? You're not talking to me. I need the guidance. Give me the wisdom, right? Married men, we know what we're talking about. Our wives, our queens, they know things we just can't see, right? We got to go to them for our wisdom. So check little message number 1 there. But she was quiet, and I tried to go to sleep that night. My dog, Marshy, he starts barking. He's a little Maltese poodle, about 8 pounds, and he's got, you know, size of a peanut for a little bladder. And he starts barking around midnight. And I'm like, oh man, he's going to keep barking every 2 minutes. I got to take him out. And I'm tired. It's cold. I'm like, all right, let's just go, man. We got to hurry up, get this in. As soon as I walk outside, I get this in the back of my head saying, Manny, put the dog away and keep walking. I was like, what? Put the dog away and keep walking? What are you talking about? Why would I tell myself this? I'm tired. I want to go to sleep, right? So I let the dog do its business. I'm about to walk back in, and right before I grab the doorknob, a voice says it again, put the dog away, keep walking. So I'm curious, right? I'm like, okay, let's do this. All right, put the dog away, let's keep walking. I start walking outside, and then I realize how dead quiet it is. And I lived on a very busy street. I mean, 24/7 laundromat across the street, homeless people walking by all the time. I wasn't in the nicest of neighborhoods. And I'm walking down, and it's like dead quiet. And I'm like, it's really quiet. And this voice starts talking to me, starts asking me questions to a point where I asked one back. I said, well, what's my purpose then, man? I ain't supposed to be selling apps till the day I die. I mean, what am I doing here? I know I've got this skill, but what is the purpose? And as clear as day, this voice says, help the orphans. You have no fear. And I thought, well, I am. I'm always helping orphans, man. I'm donating to this thing. I'm showing up to events and sponsoring nonprofits and things like that. And I just get this feeling I haven't even made a drop in the bucket to what's possible. Now, this is before I knew anything about what's going on in the foster care system, how 2 out of 3 of these kids are ending up dead, homeless, or in jail, how 60% of the sex trafficking victims, shout out to Operation Underground Railroad, 60% of the sex trafficking victims come from foster care. 1 out of 5 of these kids, when they age out, day one, they are homeless. I mean, what are we doing? I looked at this like, what? This was crazy. Now, before I started looking into those stats, here's where I just solidified that this was a transformation that I would just experience. See, I go to sleep that night, right? And I'm like, okay, this was crazy. I'm going to sleep. This is weird. I'm tired anyway, right? I try to go to sleep. I had this crazy dream. I'm running up this mountain on fire with no fear, trying to save these people that are all being attacked and getting crazy. And then I wake up and get this massive flood of knowledge, wisdom, step-by-step, exactly what I'm supposed to do. You know what this wisdom was? Manny, use your skills to serve more people. I looked at what I was able to do. I was like, wait a second. I'm teaching decamillionaires and small business owners and entrepreneurs how to get massive results in what they do in their business. Why can't I take the same thing I've done for me and for hundreds of other brands and do that for kids that are stuck, kids that were just like me? I had a mentor. I realized, hey, a mentor found me, got me to turn me into somebody who became an entrepreneur. My wife just poured in faith massively until God had a transformation in my life. I wake my wife up. I'm like, babe, you won't believe what happened. Last night, I had a conversation with God. And she starts crying. It's like, why are you crying? This was amazing. I have clarity on exactly what I'm supposed to do. I got to help orphans. I got to help them start a business. I got to help them mentor. I got to get them out of what they're doing. I got to figure this out. We got to do something. And she's crying. I'm like, why are you crying? She goes, well, yesterday, when we were laying on the bed, you were looking up at the ceiling and you kept asking me questions. I was praying. I was praying that God would reveal himself and he would tell you what you needed to do. And since that experience, I mean, if I listed everything that happened, you would not believe me. Ty Lopez lands in my lap. I get invited to an event where a crazy experience happened, but for the first time ever in my life, I left that event early, had some weird feeling. I shouldn't be here. I need to go home with my family. A day later, Las Vegas massacre happens, and I was in that same building. Then I had situations where I find out how to create this idea of how to create From Orphan to CEO, how to fund it. I didn't have a nonprofit. I don't know how to run one. I know how to run a business. I know how to help people get sales. So I heard this thing at that event in Vegas where they say, create a Tom Shoes business model. Anybody ever heard of Tom Shoes business model, right? You guys heard of Tom Shoes, right? Every time somebody buys a pair of shoes, they give a pair of shoes away. And I thought, why can't every business do that? Why can't every business create at least one product that when they create a customer with that, they can serve at least 2 people and then serve a person that cannot buy what you do? So I thought, I'm going to create that. I'm going to call it From Orphan to CEO, and I'm going to fund it with everything that I do in my business, the app development, the consulting, the network of influence program, everything that I bring into my business creates scholarships, education, and resources, and From Orphan to CEO. It's allowed me to put over $250,000 into this project where I can give it away to my students completely free. Today, we have over 17,000 entrepreneurs manifesting their way to success on our platform. They've paid us $0. They can access all my courses, all my content, all my resources, my entire Rolodex of specialists that will literally collaborate with them for $0. I created my own technology. Check this out. You ever heard of like Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, that kind of stuff? I created my own digital token, right? Think of it like a Chuck E. Cheese coin that only works within this little network, right? It's worthless outside of anything else. But what I've done is I've gone to businesses and I said, hey, I've created my own digital token called Manny Bucks. Okay, my students are broke, right? I mean, most of them are on government assistance. They're just now learning how to start their own business. and they ain't got a dollar to their name, but they need you in their business. I go to 1,000+ clients now that I've been able to work with. And I go to them and say, how can I get you to be able to collaborate with them, but they can't pay you? So what I did is I said, hey, I'm going to create these Manny bucks. My students, they earn Manny bucks by going to school. Every video they watch, every question they answer, every time they show up to an event, they're earning Manny bucks. And now they can turn around and use those Manny bucks within our system. So it gives us the ability to serve these students with not a penny out of their own pocket. There is no opportunity for them to lose on because they just can't afford it. I was in that same position. There's plenty of times I could not afford to bring that person I needed into my dream team. And so I'm going to show you right now how I serve my way to success. All right. We're going to break this down very quickly too, because I'm really good at doing this. I got some notes. So you guys get your paper and pens handy. Now we're going to explain what this means. So when I'm teaching these students, the first thing I got to get them to understand is the follow-up process. Okay. This right here are numbers that came from the National Sales Executive Association. Write that down. National Sales Executive Association. This happens right here. This 2%. When you connect with somebody for the very first time, 2% of sales happen on that contact. All right. 2 out of 100 people. Let's say I like using like Ray Higdon. He was using his analogies. Let's use an analogy. All right. Let's say these little dope little magic sunglasses here, they're actually my son, so they're really, really small. But let's say these magic sunglasses right here, these could predict the future, all right? You go into this event, you're on social media, whatever it is, right? You're at an event, you're in a virtual platform, you're in some place where there's a lot of people, all right? Hundreds, thousands of people. But you put these little glasses on, and now you can see everyone that is going to be your customer. Right? They all just light up like an aura, right? And now you can just go and connect. You've never met any of these people. These are all day one connections, but you see that all of them are going to do business with you. So let's say you went to all 100 of them. You're like, yo, man, we should be connecting. What's your name, man? How you doing? My name's Manny. I'm a specialist in this arena, and I can totally help you in your business. Tell me what you do. Oh, man, you should be in my programs. It's only X amount of dollars, 2%. 2% of people you meet will say yes on the first contact. So out of 100 people you meet, 2 of them will be like, bro, this is a perfect fit. This is exactly what I've been looking for. No brainer, man. Cut the check, right? 3%. What do you think happens on 3%, right? Well, that's the second contact. So let's say you got their contact information, right? You somehow were able to get on a call with every single one of them after that event. And you're like, all right, let me get the other 98 people that didn't sign up. Let me get on the phone with them and help them get plugged in, right? 2 more, well, 3 more would sign up by that second contact, right? So let's say you got on call, 30-minute calls with every single one of them. That's a lot of time to get 3 deals. Now, if you got high ticket programs, maybe that's good, right? Maybe that's some good numbers for you. Who knows, right? On the third contact, so you reached out to them again, another 5 would sign up. And this right here, my friends, this right here, this line, these 3 contacts, this is where 90% of entrepreneurs stay. They never go past 3 contacts. They get here and everyone that didn't say yes, they're like, oh, they're not interested. Oh, well, move on, right? No, my friends, look at this. 80%, 80 out of 100 are going to be somewhere between 5 to 12. 5 to 12 connections in. It used to be that 3 to 5, right? It used to be a lot easier, but we're doing a lot more information saturation, my friends. There's too many opportunities for people to choose from. And so now you've got to continuously build value. How do you do that? Well, what I teach my students is to focus on teaching your do-it-yourself programs with automation, okay? You give it away in exchange for data, very specific data, okay? Now, I'm going to show you guys how this works. So far, how are you guys liking this? Is this something you guys like to learn about? Is this something you're getting some good knowledge on? Let me know if this is still all making sense or I just lost you with all these numbers. Let me know. I don't want you guys getting lost here, right? I want to really help you out. And then what I'm going to do for each of you, everyone watching right now, I'm going to give you access to these blueprints. I do not sell the do-it-yourself versions. I give it away for free. So I'm going to give every one of you, there's 3 different blueprints you're going to have. So stay tuned so you can get them at the next. No, we're going to have some fun. All right. So all right, cool. So we got, yes, loving the numbers. Love it. Great. Lowing it. Thank you, Tina. Whatever that is. I like that word. That's a good one. Oh, she already changed it. Oops, loving it. I love it. Awesome. Great. So let's get into it, my friends. So what you're going to need to be able to do this, this is really all you need to do, my friends. I have one of these little sexy bad boys right here. A smartphone. That's it. That's all you need, okay? Here's what you're going to do. Well, no, you don't even need that. Grab the notepad in your smartphone and write down the questions that you get about your business. Whatever you do, maybe you're in direct sales, maybe you're in tax strategy, maybe you're a consultant, maybe you're a speaker, whatever it is that when you do business with somebody, what are the questions they're asking you? Write that down, all of them, each of them, okay? Write each of those questions down. And you're gonna take your cell phone. Also, write down the questions they're not asking you, right? You're like, dude, why never they ever ask this question? It'd be so valuable for them to know. Have them write that down, okay? The reason why I'm gonna help you focus on this 80% is getting connected to be able to follow up with them efficiently. But first, you gotta document the process. So whatever it is that you get paid to do, write down the questions, and then you're gonna answer those questions 1 video at a time. Each video, 2 to 5 minutes. That's it, right? It's not gonna be this long, hour-long breakdown of every question and all of it in one big Q&A. Nope. 1 question at a time, 1 video, 2 to 5 minutes, and you're only answering 3 simple things in that video. You're answering the what, the why, and the how. What's the question? Why is this question important for me to know about? And that's you talking to your audience. Like, hey, if you're this audience, you should know about this. And then 3, how? Like literally how? Like do not hide it. Like give it to them as if they've already paid you, okay? Trust me on this. 97% of the time, write this down. 97% of the time, they take absolutely no action without you when you give it away for free, okay? It's just as what they always say. You get what you pay for. They show up for as much as they pay for. I don't know what the word is. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, right? So I want to help you focus on capturing this. How do you do that? You got to focus on the most powerful data point you can have on somebody, which is the cell phone number, okay? I'm going to show you how this works. Write down this number, right? You see right here, 714-369-8528. Now check this out. If you want all of these blueprints, look, I got them all in like pretty pictures, easy to follow. Look, it's like a video that you watch on each one or like 2 lines of text. It's super simple. I teach you the systems I use, and look, you just click a big video on the PDF and you watch the video. I show you literally the step-by-steps of how I document my process, the systems I use to automate myself. Here's the thing, I had over $20,000 a month in overhead. I replaced with 5 systems that are less than $35 a month. What? Yes. And it starts with the texting system. I'm giving you one of them right now. Write this down. Textmagic.com. I get paid nothing to tell you this, $0. All right. I don't even think they have an affiliate program. It's $4 a month for your own cell phone number, right? A business cell phone number. So you don't have to give out your personal cell phone. This right here is my Text Magic number. If you want my blueprints, you want my resources, my education, I got a bunch of free gifts for you. All you got to do is text the words level up, just like the name of the event. Text level up to this and watch what happens. You're going to see how the whole automation works. This will become your sales funnel. Watch, okay? So what happens with a system like TextMag? There's a bunch of other systems out there, but the idea is a full 10-digit number, okay? When they text it in, automatically puts them into a list, automatically responds to them, sends them the link and the call to action and the instructions of exactly what they need to do next. Isn't that exactly what a sales funnel is, my friends? Yes, but you're not wasting your efforts. You see, most people are wasting 80 to 90% of their efforts. How? Well, they're bringing all their opportunities to their website, to their social media channels, and to their email list. If you're bringing anybody to that first, you're wasting 80 to 90% of your efforts. Focus on gathering the cell phone number first. This is my step-by-step, and then I'm gonna let you guys run back to the show because you guys got a lot of amazing people to plug into, and then you guys can get access to these blueprints completely free. This is literally my 24/7 hotline. Ask me any question on marketing, automation, lead generation. I was named one of the best by Facebook when they hit 1 million advertisers. And I teach people how to use Facebook with no ads. They hate me now. They loved me before because I was like, yeah, man, use ads for this, use ads for this. And then I figured out how to do it without ads, just completely organic. And they're like, oh, now you took away our revenue. But hey, it helps you guys up, right? So that's the fun part. So what I want to kind of share with you just really quick, here's the step-by-step. I have them text in a keyword or literally just text them a link to my platform by just saying, what's your cell phone number? I'll text it to you right now. So let's say you guys made all those videos, right? Let's say you have 5 videos. Grab them, they're recorded on your phone. All you're gonna do is a selfie video, okay? You do this, put it in selfie mode. And you say the what, the why, and the how for each of those topics, each of those Q&As. You're gonna upload those videos raw, no background music, no branding, no logo, literally just put them right on YouTube, unlisted, and add all of those videos to an unlisted playlist. I literally outline all of this step-by-step in my blueprints, okay? And what you'll do is that literally will become your gift. You don't have to buy any special systems. It's literally for free. And you're sending them a YouTube link. Just say, look, I just took all of the Q&A, all of the stuff that people ask me about for what I do and what I get paid for. I literally just have kind of like the do-it-yourself version completely free, right? If you want to learn how to do this, what's your cell phone number? I'll text it to you right now. That's your pitch, guys. I mean, how hard would that be, right? Super, super easy. So you just tell them, hey, what's your cell phone number? I'll text it to you right now. And the way you turn these 80% into business is the cell phone number has 98% open rates. If I go get a follower on social media, 5% reach. Get my email? Sure, 8% reach. They'll go to my website, 98 out of 100 are leaving within 60 seconds, okay? My focus is text first. That way I can follow up with you with more gifts, more freebies, more opportunities, more invites, right? You wanna be that top of mind awareness. And the powerful thing about this is if you just take 5 people through this process, every 5 people you take through this process, they're going to ask to hire you. You don't even have to pitch them. You just literally serve them as if they had already bought your services. Here's the exact flow. After you give them that free gift, follow up in 3 to 5 days and say, hey, Mary, did you happen to make it to the 3rd video yet? Just wanted to connect. Did you make it to step 3, right? They're going to tell you no, because 97% of the time, they don't take any action. They're going to tell you, oh, my dog ate my phone, or yeah, I don't know, I lost a link. I don't know. You know, I got busy over the weekend, whatever it is, right? And they're going to tell you, oh, no, I didn't do it because of this. Perfect. Let's get on a call. I'll show you how to implement it, and just go to my calendar at this link and sign up here. Fill out a little questionnaire before they get on your call. It's going to save you time, and it's going to qualify your prospects. And literally just take 5 people on that call and serve them as if they've already cut you a $10,000 check and say, well, this is exactly what I would do. Do it like this. Structure a process like this. You need to have somebody like that on your dream team. Plug it in right there. You can plug it in doing that. And every 5 people you take through the process, at least one of them is going to go, wow, man, that sounds like it's easy for you. That's exciting for you to learn about, and you got a lot of experience with, but it ain't easy for me. I don't got any experience with it, and this ain't exciting for me to go learn about. Can I hire you to do this for me? That's the power of what serving your way to success is. You never have to tell them what you get paid to do. Just start teaching and sharing the process of what you get results with. So my friends, thank you very much for tuning in. You guys are rock stars. We're 5.5 hours into this event, and you guys are all just kicking butt. I love it. This is so awesome. So if you have any questions, feel free to connect. I mean, I'm an open book. I automate a lot of my stuff so I can just have conversations with people. That's what I love to do. Get on my calendar. I'd love to have conversations. Text me any questions you have, anything that you need. But if you text the words level up to this one, you're going to get my entire platform. You're going to get all of my gifts. You're going to see the virtual learning platform, Manifestation School of Business, that we give away for free. Over 17,000 students are now on this platform in 77 different countries, and they don't have to pay us a penny. So you guys all get access to that as well, and start earning some Manny bucks, have some fun, create some opportunities, and you can promote your business for free right on my network feature. So check it out. Thank you guys for having me. And Robert, take it away, brother.
Man, I'll tell you, I love you. You are just a breath of fresh air. So,
thank you,
well, just tell everybody, hey, I'm a perfect example of someone who connected immediately with you. And I told the story earlier when I was just kicking off the day that after about 10 minutes with you, I gave you thousands of dollars just to be a part of what you're doing, because it just resonated with me. And I have to say, just so everybody knows that he's talking the truth, he produced his entire system for me, complete with my branding and everything within a week. Wasn't it about 7 days that the whole thing was duplicated for me with my brand? It was awesome.
Yeah, our record in publishing a platform is 3 business days.
Well, you barely were off of that with me, so I just needed to say thank you publicly. So everybody text level up to his to that number right there, and he won't steer you wrong.
Thank you, Robert. Thanks for having me, guys, and always remember, you are too blessed to be stressed. Thank you.